Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Rakwakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the mighty Akim, Wathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17. Pray without ceasing. Now, today's lesson is going to be simply entitled Pray Without Ceasing. Simply because I believe, I feel, I don't know, but I think that just in general, people, they don't pray. And the funny thing about that is that I literally did a whole last lesson not too long ago, I think last month maybe, or maybe a few weeks ago, where I searched up the statistics, and the amount of people that pray has substantially declined. Okay, it used to be more, but now it's less. Okay, I think it's especially in so-called black people, specifically where I don't know, I don't remember the exact number, but I do know that it has decreased. All right, so I think it's pretty funny. That you have. I just remember what I had to get. It's pretty funny how there's such a decline in it when, you know, the thing that sets us apart is our spirituality. All right, that's our number one thing, and it's our link and relationship to Yahawadah. Now, with that being said, the next thing I want to talk about specifically is, are you being this truth, praying oftenly to Yahawadah? And this is something that I'm not asking you to literally tell me. I'm just telling you / giving you the question for you to ask yourself. Do you think that you're praying enough? Do you think that you are remembering Yahawadah enough? And not just asking, I want Yahawadah, I need this, I want that, help me with this, help me with that. And this is the thing which me personally, this is just me speaking as a man. Like when do you ever just pray not to ask or not to expect something, but more so just to, at the bare minimum, if you do need to ask, because we always need something in this captivity, but at the bare minimum, do you at the very least try to keep the rapport going with Yahawadah, and not in the sense of rapport just for, I want to be on the Lord's good side, so I can ask Him for stuff later. No, I mean in the sense of a genuine relationship, as the Lord Yahweh is our Heavenly Father, and in the same way that you would have a good relationship with parents or actual family members. Okay, I would hope. That's the exact same way you should be having your relationship with Yahawadah, where you can ask Him for something, of course, sure. And as a matter of fact, the Lord even wants you to rely on Him. He wants you to ask Him for whatever the frick you want. And now I just remembered the precept that I was looking for. All right, bear with me. I just need to remember this. I don't want to forget. My ancestors came here legally, and they came here the right way. Okay, so yeah, here, Romans chapter 8, verse 27. And he that searcheth the heart knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of Yahweh. All right, so yeah, this is an example of. So let's say, I really want a muscle car, fancy Ferrari, whatever. Okay, that might be something you really want. You might really like that. You might think, okay, this is something that is a part of your hobbies and stuff like that. But the problem is that, okay, well, that's not really the best thing to have right now. So the Lord just gonna bless you with something else. Okay, because if you, let's just say, for example, if you do get a muscle car, because of the place where you live in, people are going to mess with the car, you're going to hit the car, you're going to try to do it because they're jealous and X, Y, and Z, or maybe you might just get robbed. So that there might be a reason why the Lord's not allowing you to have a certain thing. You just need to have faith that, either Lord is either working on getting you your stuff, or maybe it's not the right time for you to get it. All right. So continuing on, Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse. Did I write things? 8 verse 14. Thine heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy power, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Now this is another thing where the Israelites at the time of being delivered from Egypt, okay, they had completely forgotten that the Lord had delivered them. They'd completely forgotten that the Lord had helped them and was doing so much to show them favor, show them all these different things, and just helping them out in general. And then they had forgotten that and were disrespectful to the Lord, saying, "Oh, we want to go worship golden calves, X, Y, and Z," basically being stupid. All right. As a result of that, that's what led the Lord to allowing so many terrible things. As a matter of fact, I'll just show you an example, because this was, I'm not gonna lie, I think this is one of my favorite things to read. I think it's Numbers 26. Yes, Numbers 26 and verse 10. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up together with Korah. When that company died, what time the fire devoured 250 men, and they became a sign. The Lord basically cracked the earth open and made them fall into the earth to be eaten by the literal earth and die. That's literally what happened to 250 Israelite men for being rebellious pieces of trash. All right. So that is, again, as I said, speaking as a man, this is just something I personally find funny. All right. Well, I also appreciate these types of instances where the Lord is actually directly getting involved, as well as directly doing something that is like it's not even a miracle or anything like that. It's like completely defying logic, mind you. All right. Like, it's like something that you wouldn't necessarily expect. The Lord just literally ripping making hailstone, giant boulders fall out of the sky in Joshua 10:11, and then over here opening the earth and then closing it again just to kill a bunch of rebellious Israelites. Okay, and then these are the things. That's why, when they needed something, oh yeah, let's pray to Yahawadah, let's help him out, help us out, we need you, X, Y, and Z. Okay, but then when they don't need him, when they don't want him, all this stuff, it's like, oh, all this disrespect happens, all this, okay, well, let's turn our back on the Lord, let's go pray to some other gods, X, Y, and Z. Okay, and they were talking so much shit. That's why I don't even like, I do like this, because I do like this chapter because of it, but I don't like this chapter because of how rebellious and ungrateful that these Israelites were being. All right, so continuing on, Luke chapter 18 verse 7, and shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cried day and night unto him, though he bear long with them. And that's another thing where we're supposed to be, and obviously it's not crying literally, but it's in the sense of praying. Are you praying to the Lord? All right, are you praying to the Lord, asking the Lord, YAHAWASHI, we've been suffering here for I don't know how many years now. I don't know how old I am, how old you may be at this point in time. All right, and you've been complaining, whining, hating how society is right now. Okay, where you're waiting for the Lord to send Yahawashi to get us out of here. Okay, these are the things that we need to be doing, and this is why you need to be praying every day at the bare minimum. All right, what I used to do before I was in this truth. A quick prayer in the morning and then a quick prayer at night. As a matter of fact, that was standard in, I think what the standard was just a prayer before you go to sleep. I think that was it in like Christian households and stuff like that. But, everyone's different now. People have their different stuff. People pray before they leave. People pray before they leave the house, before they, when before they go to sleep, when they wake up, and all whatever other stuff, there's no proper way. You can do all those things that I listed, or you can do more, or you can do just certain ones. But the main thing is that you should be praying and and constantly remembering Yahawadah, Yahawadah. All right, now next, Deuteronomy chapter 24 verse 9. Remember what the Lord thy power did unto Miriam by the way, after that ye were come forth out of Egypt. Okay, so basically, what happened to Slakia? Basically, the thing to remember is that remember what the Lord does to our enemies. Remember what the Lord does for us. All right, as well as remember not to get on the Lord's bad side, which you don't want to end up like the people in Numbers 26 and 10. Okay, where they basically got swallowed up by the earth. Okay, that's something that's I don't even know. I can't even imagine how bad that would be. Or isn't that just like something so outrageous? Like you just can't. You just wouldn't expect that. Like that's that's like the last thing to expect would happen to you, dying because the earth just cracked open and swallowed you whole. Like that's a weird way to go. Anyway, Psalm 77 in verse 1, I will remember the works of the Lord, surely I will remember thy wonders of old. And that's another thing. Remember what the Lord does for you, what the Lord does for his people. Okay, that's a very important thing, where you want to be on the good side of Yahawadah, where you're not going to be just left out to be destroyed, or having something bad happen to you. As a result of the Lord trusting you, and you see all the different times, as well as remembering and constantly thanking the Lord. Oh, hey, thank you, Yahawadah. I was about to get gunned down by a bunch of hoodlums or whatever, and you made me go the other way, X, Y, and Z. So I appreciate that. It's stuff like that where you can just pray and thank the Lord for these types of stuff for happening, rather than just being ungrateful. Okay, the Lord has done so much stuff for us before, and even now in this time. All right. Slakia, important thing. One thing that I like to do, I like to memorize this, but you don't need to memorize it. All you have to do, just take it, and you can just have it out and pray. Basically read it. Okay, because this is the Lord's prayer. This is something that in general we want to happen, and being a follower of Yahawadah, you should be seeking this. But let's actually read it. Matthew chapter 6 verse 9. After this manner therefore pray ye, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. And this is the thing where we want all this stuff to happen. We want, if you are a follower of Yahawadah, you do want all this to happen, and you're going to again pray to ask the Lord to. Do I remember where it is? Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me one moment.
Behind the criminal, behind the alien, behind the whiner, behind the lunatic, behind any form of special interest, your average American will come last. You will be the last one they take care of, despite the fact you pay the bill. This is our house. We pay the goddamn bill.
Alright, so Luke 18. 4. Alright, Luke 18 verse 2. And there was in a city a judge which feared not Yahweh, neither regarded man, and there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, Avenge me of my adversary. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, Though I fear not Yahweh, nor regard man, Yet, because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith, and shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them. So basically, the lesson here is that the continual sighing and crying, complaining, and calling upon the Lord Yahawadah to do something for us, help us, to deliver us, all these different things that we may ask or need. Okay, that is those continual prayers, all right, is eventually going to be answered by Yahawadah. All right, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to remember. Okay, we need to remember that. Okay, yeah, Yahawadah, even though he's not doing stuff now, he might not be doing something right now, but the fact that we constantly pray, we ask the Lord to, help us, deliver us, get me whatever thing I want. Like the example I had, the fancy car. Then eventually the Lord's going to just say, okay, you know what? Because they're being so annoying, they're asking so many times. But even though Slacky, that's not what the Lord thinks. The Lord does not think that we are annoying for calling upon Him and asking for mercy. But you basically get the point, Yahawadah, that the main thing is that because we constantly ask the Lord, we need help, we need this, we need that, the continual prayer is what's going to make the Lord finally or eventually answer our prayers and do whatever we were asking for us. All right, obviously if it's righteous, hopefully you're not asking for anything wicked. Like I don't know, I'm not gonna say anything wrong, but you basically get the point. You're not asking for something disgusting or wicked. But Deuteronomy chapter 24 verse 9, remember what the Lord thy power did. Oh, yeah, I read this. Do I have a second one of this? No, probably not. Yeah, okay, that's basically it. Yeah, so that's the importance of prayer and fasting. Even though it might seem like your prayers aren't getting answered, the simple fact is, number one, establishing that better relationship with Yahawadah, number one, as well as number two, where the continual prayers to Yahawadah, always having that thing. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me get this. I'm trying to remember what the precept was. Prayer. Matthew chapter 6 verse 7, but when ye pray, use not vain repetitions as the heathen do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. So basically when you're praying, don't be wasting the Lord's time saying a whole bunch of filibustering and shit like that. There was okay, never mind, I'm not gonna say it, the example, but basically, in those churches, they like to make people stand for an extended period of time, doing some grand shit is funny. They like to make people stand for an extended period of time, saying, "Oh, blah 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 blah, XYZ, blah blah blah," saying some bullshit that no one understands or no one knows, or some generic ass shit that it really doesn't mean anything. All right, and that's basically the thing. They're talking, but they're not actually saying anything. That's what people do. We're not supposed to do that. If you have a thing, when you pray, I've been told, what I've heard is, just have a quick list. Okay, write something down, write something on your phone, whatever, of stuff that you want to pray about. Go refer to that, make those quick prayers, and then be done with it. Like you don't need to be complaining or trying to extend repeating yourself a million times, or just speaking and saying nothing of substance to the Lord. Like that's the Lord does not want to hear that stuff. All right. So yeah, with that I pray this lesson. Well, actually, let me also get this because this was something that I actually learned. All right. Let me also get this. Two things, and then we're done. So 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 4, every man praying or prophesying with his head covered dishonoreth his head. And verse 5 Slakia, well, every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head, for that is even all one as if she were shaven. So if you're a man, you have to uncover your head. But you have those you have certain people who think, well, I'm gonna do it anyway and whatnot. It's not a commandment X, Y, and Z. And then for women, you have to cover your head when you pray. And then the next one, if I can remember it. Oh yeah. It's this. Obviously, this is not necessarily a thing. It depends on your situation, but I want to get this anyway. Bear with me one moment. Joshua chapter 5 verse 15, and the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place whereon thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. So basically, when you're in the presence of the Lord YAHAWAH and His, you need to get rid of you should be bare feet. And the funny thing about that is, what's the name? The Muslims actually practice that. Now, also, I want to see if I can find this. Okay, Exodus 3. I hate when the fucking website does not show up. I'm pretty sure this happened. Oh, here. Yeah, I found it. Okay, so here. During the burning bush, Exodus chapter 3, verse 4, and when the Lord saw that he turned aside the sea, Yahweh called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Draw not nigh hither, put off thy shoes from off thy feet, and the place whereon thou standest, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. So again, another instance that when you are in the presence of YAHAWAH, that's when you can't have your shoes on / you should be barefoot for the most part. In terms of socks, I don't really know about that. I guess you can wear socks if you want to. Sure, I guess that's something that's for you. If that's for you to pick and choose if you want to do it or not, I'm not gonna say you should or you should not. Anyway, the main point is that when you pray, you should generally not have your shoes on, but there are going to be times when maybe you might want to pray while you're out and about. If you're outside or somewhere or whatever, then obviously you can just keep your shoes on. You don't have to take your shoes off, but it is generally accepted, that it's generally respectable, and it is borderline a commandment that you should definitely take your shoes off when in the presence of YAHAWASHI, or by extension you are praying to him. All right, so yeah, that was just something that I wanted to I want to do a lesson on. I pray that this lesson was edifying. I hope that whoever needed to hear this got the message. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Shem, YAHAWASHI, Shem, Rakwakwadah. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Abba, and Shalom.